Welcome to the Momentum Builder Podcast, hosted by Don Goettling, bringing you the top professionals, real stories, and proven success secrets that create unstoppable momentum. This is the show for housing professionals who want clarity, not clicks, where action, discipline, and consistency turn into real results. Top professionals, real momentum, real success. Let's get it started.
Welcome back to the Momentum Builder Podcast, where we bring you innovators, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders helping professionals build momentum in business and in life. And today is a great topic. It's one of the hot topics for everyone right now, which is artificial intelligence, aka AI. And some people are excited about it, some are intimidated by it. And many simply just don't know what to do with it or where to begin. So it's a good thing that our guest today, Mr. Michael Vandi, CEO and co-founder of Addy AI, Michael and his teams are helping leaders leverage AI to eliminate repetitive work, improve efficiencies, and ultimately spend more time doing what matters most, serving clients and building relationships. So I feel fortunate enough I get to surround myself by great professionals in the housing industry, but more importantly, some really good people, like people that you're going to enjoy listening to. You know that they love our industry and they're giving back to our industry and creating tremendous value. And that's why I'm really excited to bring Michael Vandi to the Momentum Builder Podcast. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you so much, Don. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited. So, and those of you listening and or watching on YouTube, and Michael and I have had quite a few conversations. And the best part of my job with Momentum Builder is meeting new professionals and professionals to lean in to help, because Momentum Builder's goal is just to help you be more successful personally and professionally. And it's not all about Don. It's about really the people I surround myself with. And you've heard that before. Bill Gates talks about it. He talks about like, gosh, you're so smart. You're such a genius in creating what you created. And he's like, it wasn't me. I surrounded myself by experts and professionals that make me look like I'm a genius. So that's what I do. I surround myself by smart people that are digging in and helping us in our industry, like Michael. So Michael, it's so cool that you get to share what Addy AI is and how you're helping professionals. And we'll dig into some stuff. Plus, I'm going to tease that Michael has a little surprise, some fun. We all want fun. We want gamification. And Michael created something that's really fun for you. So stay tuned so that you can receive this little gift that Michael's created for you. And I always like to start off with, a little bit of learning about our guest. And Michael, can you share a little bit about you, where you're from, family, hobbies, and what the heck motivated you to create Addy AI?
And I don't know where to start. Thank you for the compliments. I would say the same for you. For the past couple of conversations that I have learned, I've learned a lot of things around, how to put up phenomenal events, how to build community. So same thing for you too. Like to surround myself with smart people. I am originally from Freetown, Sierra Leone. So that's in West Africa. That's where I was born. So I was born to a single mom. She was a high school economics teacher. And if you have a teacher as a parent, they will teach you unironically. So when you're in Sierra Leone and then you are a high school economics teacher, you go to school in the afternoon, because like we have two shift system, right? So high school students go to school in the afternoon, elementary school students go to school in the morning. So my mom would go to school in the afternoon to teach, and I'd go to school in the morning. So I'd come back home from school and my mom would be at school. So what she would do is have tutors follow me home to come tutor me after school. So what ended up happening was like, over like 8-9 hours of the day, maybe even more, I was constantly getting tutored. And so learned a lot of things. I taught myself how to code when I was 7 years old. And that was like in West Africa. I was
Says
probably the
everyone. I started coding when I was 7.
Yeah, it was actually not by chance because what happened it was actually by chance, not by choice, because my mom luckily she got a job at a non-governmental organization NGO called Care International, which was great because on a teacher salary in Sierra Leone she couldn't support a kid with like ambitions and stuff, and so she got a laptop. And it was the same time as 2008 presidential election, so she was bringing home like some of these like Yahoo articles. I'm like, hey, can you show me how to do that? So she taught me how to use the internet, and one thing led to another. I found things online about how to code, and then just taught myself how to code, and just been building applications ever since.
And I love it. I love it. So where do you live now?
I live in Auburn Hills, Michigan.
All right, cool. So I call you a tech geek, and that's a compliment because you guys teach me a lot of stuff, and that's why I rely on all my tech friends and stuff. And what's cool is we were introduced together because of what you're creating for our industry, which is helping us be more efficient. So we're gonna go into some stuff. So you want to stay tuned because Michael's got some great ideas that are going to help you be more efficient, make your job easier, and make you grow uh, by utilizing AI. So I want to start with that, Michael, because there's a ton of fear out there, of course, about how AI is going to take all our jobs. And of course, I don't believe that it's going to replace us. I think it's just going to make us more efficient and better professional, at least those that are using AI. How do you feel about that? You think AI is just going to replace all our jobs?
Definitely not.
Good answer. Phew.
Definitely not. I'll give you a few practical examples in my day-to-day life, right? And I think I mentioned this to you. AI needs a lot of babysitting right now.
Mm.
Things are breaking constantly all the time. Um, it is not yet to a point where, and I'm an AI founder. What the hell am I doing talking about how AI is not to the point yet where you can like,
You're being transparent and honest, and that's what we want.
yeah, I use AI in my personal life. So I have this AI thing that will create social media assets for me. So it'll look at news articles and then it would sort of like find news articles about Maury and create like a nice graphic for me. You know, on July 15th, it did it really, really well. It found an article about some new model. It found the image of the founder. It put it on there. On July 22nd, today, it's not doing as well. So I have to go in, change some stuff, change some models, tune the thing. And so when you want to fully automate the entire part of the process, you don't only need the model, you need what people are calling a harness. And a harness is that all of the tooling around that model, right? So all of the tooling around that model, that's what we specialize at Addy AI, and we've been building that tooling. And some of that tooling is actually human tooling. So that would be, say, humans to babysit the models. We call them forward deployed engineers. So we would put these engineers inside of your systems. They would learn how your processes and workflows work, and then they would help build and babysit the AI for you.
That's huge. The babysitting the AI and uh, I'm going to get a little more context for some of you out there because Michael, of course, when he explains things, it's a little over my head at times, but it's good because I like to understand. Like, no, most of you probably haven't heard about a harness or that, but I do know, and I'm learning because I talk to so many people at AI and how they're implementing it, is that it has to be trained properly. Am I right? Because perfect example, I know two things. Like I have friends that are like, "Oh, look at I got AI. I did my own." Be careful of AI is my point because they're like, "Oh, look at I went on Chat GPT or Claude and I created my own social media and this and that. And look at it, did it automatically." I'm like, "So you do loans for aliens?" And they're like, "What?" I go, "Did you look at the picture that your AI created? The person in the thing that you're highlighting has 3 fingers only." Or you talk to an AI, somebody gave me an AI to listen to, and I always test things out, as you know, Michael. And I'm like, okay. And it's just asking questions about buying a home or getting qualified and everything. Oh, okay. So I started asking, and it's doing okay and everything. Then it says, where would you like to buy a home? The moon. That's a great location. We're going to, I'm like, yeah. So you get where I'm going, right, Michael? That it has to be, I love the babysitting analogy because it's still fresh and new,
Yeah.
right? And
Oh
I
yeah.
like that you're explaining that you guys are putting effort into making it better and better and having a babysitter to make sure it continues to get better and does a better job for the LO or the client or the processor and so forth. So I dig on that. You understand the inner workings and stuff. So how are you now, like for a traditional loan officer, how would you say, or their team, how would you say that Addy AI is helping them right now? What are some of the tools that you guys have created that's helping them? Because I want to make sure everybody understands what the potential is.
Yeah. So if you're a loan officer, well, one of the things that you truly want to be doing is being in front of clients, getting more business, building relationships, the things that humans are so good at that it would be almost impossible, if not impossible, for
Mhm.
an AI to replace that. Now that
Good
leaves,
news, everyone. Good
good
news.
news. That leaves the 80% of all of the manual things. You have to calculate income, you have your LOA, chasing after documents, you have your processor scrubbing files, ordering title pay up, all that stuff, right? You don't want to concern yourself with that as a loan officer. So we partnered with a couple of our partners, some processing companies, as well as all major loan origination systems, and we built this thing called an LOA, AI LOA. It's the world's first AI loan officer assistant. So it's going to sit inside of your LOS. You wake up, you open your LOS in the morning. Let's say a borrower, sends files, sends documents over at midnight. You're not available to review those files. You wake up in the morning, open your LOS, and you click your AI LOA, and then boom, what do you see? The file is pre-qualified for you. Income's calculated, credits is reviewed, assets reviewed, all in under 5 minutes, all ready for you. So that core LOA piece, the setup of the loan, you can have AI do that so that you can focus more on being in front of clients and building relationships.
That is amazing because I think one of the strengths and those of you that might be new to Momentum Builder and myself, I've been in the mortgage industry 40 years, training teams, growing teams. And one of the biggest challenges I've seen, Michael, is literally giving them the help they need so that they can go do the things they're best at and what they should be doing, which is building relationships and growing their business and so forth. But so we tend to have to give them an LOA or give them help because it just bogs them down. I know when I was a top producer, I always told the owner of the company, I'm like, just get me out of minutia and I'll go crush it. I'll go get 10 kinds of business. But right now, being involved in the minutia is what slowed me down. So I think it's integral. But and some of you out there, I guarantee, are going, well, how do I trust it? Well, even when I had an LOA, I still reviewed it, just so you know. Like until you get comfortable, my LOA, I reviewed everything she did. But it took me 15 minutes to review it versus 2.5 hours to go through all the documentation. Some of it's just, okay, the assets are the assets, the W-2 incomes, the W-2 income. And I just review and make sure all the numbers make sense. And so you're helping with efficiency in a big way because you're talking hours of work. Or talk about Christmas, waking up in the morning going, oh, it's already underwritten. Or basically the pre-approval is pretty much done. All I have to do is dot the I's, cross the T's, and make sure we're good to go. That is a beautiful thing.
Yep. We've gotten to the point where AI can pre-underwrite any loan program, any loan file in under 5 minutes, as long as you have the guidelines, which we do have the guidelines. You can drag and drop in your non-agency guidelines. Non-agency business, non-QM business is huge right now. So for folks, we've seen some LOs that were 50% conventional and conforming loans. They've transformed their business. More than half of their business is now non-conforming loans. Now, some of the issues is that the guidelines are so different, and then so
Mhm.
you load them into the AI. The AI does that review, and I'll tell you what, Don, is that we've seen that more often than not, the AI is catching a lot of the things that the humans miss. And it's even more accurate than the humans when it comes to those like minutia that you mentioned. it's going to find that one credit inquiry that you will miss, that you would get conditioned for later, or something that will make the file not clear or close. Like all of that, imagine the peace of mind of just knowing that you've got like an AI buddy that's got your back. It's going
AI
to catch all the
buddy.
things
I
for
like
you.
that. I want AI buddy. That's cool. So on that note, because you're already starting to paint the picture. So I love stories. Tell me tell me a story about what a loan officer's day would look like because they have Addy AI. And you've given a little hints, but just walk me through it so somebody can visualize like, wow, this would be great for my not just my business, but my personal life as well.
Yeah.
You know. It's-
And let's say you're um 5 loans a month producer in this market that's crushing it. You want to double your business. You want to get to 10 loans a month. You have one LOA, and then you want to bring on, let's say, two more LOAs. But you're looking at your margins. You're like, well, I have paying 50 bips per loan for this one LOA. Now I want to double my business, but my margins are compressed. So let's start what happens the night before the day. So you wake up, you go to bed stressed. You're like, hey, I need to double my business. And then so you're like, well, let's try an AI LOA out. So you install the AI LOA, it takes a couple of minutes, and then you wake up one morning, and then let's say magically, one of your social community posts, something goes viral, right? And then you get 3 applications in the door. Your human LOA can only handle 1 application per day. And then so you wake up and then you got a notification from your AI LOA. It's like, hey, a couple of applications came in. I've reviewed Tiffany Smith. Tiffany Smith has a qualifying income of 10K. They still need to submit their updated pay stub in order to qualify, in order to get CTC faster. Also, I noticed there was this one gift fund that they received. I need the gift letter for that. But I went ahead and drafted that gift letter. I just need your permission to say yes, and I'll email it to Tiffany so that they can use that LOE. And then so you look at your phone and then you just say yes to the AI, sends that LOE. Tiffany gets it. Tiffany signs it, sends it back to you. The AI runs, and by the time you're having your first cup of coffee, you already have the AI pre-qual the Tiffany file for you and more. So now you have, let's say, 90% of your day to go get more business. Call up realtor partners, call up referral partners, financial planners, all those people. And then your job is just bringing in business in. And then you have the AI handling, that pre-qual front end part, and then things in the middle as well.
That is a great story. It makes me I'm going to go back to start producing. That's what I'm doing now that I can get all this help. And that's amazing that you guys are thinking through all that. And that's why I wanted to kind of paint the picture of an LO's life having an AI LOA, because what I have seen, the challenge in our industry when I go over business models or plans with my team members and stuff, and I have loan officers that are doing, from 12 million to, 200 million. All of them have the same challenge in most cases until you get economies of scale where you can afford maybe 2 or 3 LOAs, like you said. But most, you're always in that little dilemma. Do I hire somebody and not make very much money? And then what happens is the ebbs and flows of the business. That's the challenge, because you're going to go out, and we all know this. I'm preaching to the choir. You guys all know how it works. You go out and produce, and then you process, then you produce, and then you process. And that's how your business ends up going, and why it's not consistent. Where the goal is you're going to have ebbs and flows as you grow, but it should be up and down and going up.
Yep.
And with having that assistance with Addy AI and having an LOA that doesn't break the bank, and basically does what you want it to do. Sometimes LOAs don't. It takes out the emotion and they just get the job done. And that's imperative. Like you say, if you got 3 deals, 5 deals, I just went to my office and I'm like, holy cow, they're buried because they just got hit all at once. Or, heaven forbid, rates go down, 0.5% in a week, you're buried. how do you keep up with that? And I know my LOAs and processors are challenged, and they really want to perform, but they're challenged. So I love that you guys are creating this AI, and I would imagine you guys are continually upgrading on a regular basis. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always improving. A few things that have improved a lot over the last couple of months is that now you can tell the AI how you want deals to be processed. Let's say you do business with firefighters a lot. You know, if you do business with firefighters a lot, you have a mental model of how you do, how you do business, or how you, let's say, calculate the income. Like a firefighter is like insanely complex, right? And also with like nurses as well. And most of that is not always spelled out in like a guideline or a job aid somewhere. It's like in your head. And so
Mm-hmm.
as the LO,
OT, shift differential, all that other stuff, per
hazmat,
diems, all that stuff,
EMT, all that
right?
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, so you're the LO, you have all this information in your head. So now we've just done this thing where you can click a button and then you just talk to the agent and it's still like, hey, for firefighters, I always want you to include hazmat, EMT, overtime bonus, all that stuff. The AI takes that, trains itself, and then improves over time. And that's actually how we got started in the business is, we were building very, very technical products. So I studied AI at Carnegie Mellon, so we were building a training library for AI, and then realized, oh my God, one of the industries that could really benefit from trained AI models would be the mortgage industry. So, joined forces with a lot of smart people in the mortgage biz, people who've been in the biz for a lot of time, and they've built tools at some of the biggest names that you know. And then we just joined forces to build this.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, here's a fun question. So a lot of, because I go on these interviews quite often, Michael, and a lot of times they're like, well, my company's building out AI and they're going to include AI. But what do you see as, I see challenges, but what do you see as some challenges with companies trying to just do their own AI versus somebody who's really focused on a specific need
Oh, I
versus,
welcome it.
go ahead.
I welcome it. I welcome it. I think every company should have their own AI. AI sovereignty is going to be a huge deal. We're seeing it geopolitically, right? Like every country in the world wants to have their own AI model. China
Of
and the
course.
US, they're leading right now. We just saw the other day, Europe is trying to build an alternative to this company called Palantir, that does some of the military contracting. So
Right.
let's think of companies as countries, right? So you're a company, you have all of your processes internally, and we know every company does it differently than the other company. Now, there's no one size fits all AI. Let's say you take an AI off the shelf, you still have to customize it. You still have to, make some tweaks to it. And so, if you're a company right now and you're not actively trying to build, let's say, like your own internal AI, it may not seem like there is no competitive advantage right now. It may not seem that you're getting left behind, but it compounds over time. So, I think a lot of the companies should be trying to at least have an effort to build AI. And as an AI founder, you're like, well, aren't you telling your customers to go build AI? And I say, well, build it so you know how it is, you know the process, and then when you get into the roadblocks, when you get into the phase where, well, this AI is not performing as well as I would have expected. Like your job is not to, let's say, become an AI company. Your job is to identify the processes that could benefit from having AI in it, and then bring in experts to then refine those processes. But if that
Boom.
conversation is not actually happening right now, I don't know where we will be.
No, and good for you to explain that because, like you said, it could be tiptoeing over like, well, am I telling companies to just build their own AI and stuff? But it might be easier can companies just plug in Addy?
Yeah, Addy works out of the box in your LOS. So if you use Encompass, Meridian Link, Klet, we have partnerships with all major LOSs. Not to name drop, you go in, go to the marketplace, the store, and then you just turn on Addy AI, or you can, book a demo and then, our team can try it on for you. We can get teams live in about a day or two to get all of the folks connected, but just that core turning on the AI, it happens in a few minutes because it's right there in your LOS. There's no new tool to learn.
That's all. Can a loan officer just sign up for Addy?
Yeah, an individual LO can sign up for Addy. Actually, we've seen a few people, wink, wink, that do that, and they try to gatekeep it, but eventually corporate learns, and corporate's like, no, 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 we want this for everybody. But that's a phase that we're in right now.
Oh, that's very cool. All right. So you are helping our industry in a big way, and you've stepped up the game. You're not playing with it or talking about it. That's why I love talking to you, Michael. And that's why I loved our conversations. I've had so many people talk about AI, talk about what AI is going to do. I love talking to you because you are making it do something. It's doing something for people. It's making them more efficient. It's making their lives better. And that's what we're all about. And that's why I put together, Momentum Builders to bring, experts like you, Michael, to share, hey, we can do a lot better. We can help you improve your personal and professional life with our systems in place. And, and you have experience with those systems better than I could ever try to create, my own AI type thing. So you've also, because you like playing with tech, obviously, and everything, you have a fun tool that you kind of created that I'm looking forward to sharing on our Momentum Builder community site here in the near future, just because we all like gamification and wonder where we stand and stuff. And hopefully you're kind of looking at teeing that up. I think you can share screen. Why don't you share the 2025 Loan Officer Recap? It's pretty fun.
Oh, I love that.
There it is.
There we go. So this is the 2025 Loan Officer Recap. I'm a fan of stories. If you use Spotify or Apple Music or you watch Apple Podcasts, at the end of the year, Apple's going to tell you, hey, this is your algorithm. What are some of the most effective songs that you've listened to by genre? Hey, if you listen to Taylor Swift a lot, you spent 1,500 minutes listening to Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know I was a Swiftie, right? And kind of that stuff. So we decided to take that and bring it into the mortgage biz and say, well, let's make a fun cooperative instead of like competition. It's like cooperative thing where you can come here, 2025 Loan Officer Recap, and then you just enter your NMLS ID. I'm going to enter a random NMLS ID and just get your 2025 recap. It opens up a highlight reel for you.
This is so cool.
Played the highlight. There's music playing in the background right now. I don't know if it can.
A little bit. It's so cool. It's not just a graph or an Excel spreadsheet. That's really cool.
Tells you number of units you funded. It's all about helping people. You've helped 42 families this year.
So loan officers can use this for social media and sharing this with their fans, their prospects, their database, and so forth. They can just share some of this information.
Oh yeah, I am.
That is really cool. I know. Oh, look at that. Tells you a little bit about it. That's cool.
See below here, so it says you're the Florida Gator.
I like it that it kind of gives you a name even. That's cool. That's really fun. I know we're going to play with it for next year, and we're going to try to get it to where it'll compare 25 and 26 so you can see how your growth is compared to others. And that's always fun because we all want to grow, and that's our goal with Momentum Builders, always help you grow and everything. So on that note, Michael, as we start to close out the call a little bit, and thank you for sharing what Addy does, how it's helping our industry become more efficient, not replacing it, it's just becoming more efficient. What is one thing that a loan officer can do over the next 30 days that you would recommend?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest misconception right now for AI is people think it's hard to use, it takes a lot, but it really isn't. Like AI is simpler to use than most of the traditional mortgage tech that we've seen. My engineers, they struggle to use Encompass, and I've seen an LO in process.
Everybody struggles with that, by the way. There's no secret. Shh.
I've seen LOs fly through Encompass. I'm like, hey, how do you know how to use all this stuff? Like my engineers are struggling to use this thing. But that is the point, because AI is simpler to use than most of our technology that we have in the mortgage biz, and it doesn't take much to implement, right? So here's what I would recommend over the next 30 days is that identify where you are as a producing LO right now and say, well, I want to look to the future. I want to add 20% more business in the next 6 months. And in order for me to do that, let me try to use AI and see where I can get. It doesn't hurt to try to use the AI. You try to use the AI, give it a 1-month pilot. If it works, phenomenal. If it doesn't work, hey, you're still producing the same amount that you were producing before. But I guarantee you, if you just take that leap and just try the AI, you will see tremendous benefits. So our website is addy.com. That's ADDY.com. So you can go to addy.com, sign up, and actually hear that I'm on the call. I think if anybody signs up and say, hey, we heard about you from the Momentum Builder podcast, we can give you a free trial to the platform. So that's something that we don't do, but happy to do that for you.
Yeah, that's a way to take care of our community. I love it. I love it. How can they also, so go to, say again, your website, and also how can they get to that loan officer recap?
Yeah. Loan officer recap is loanofficerrecap.com.
Okay. Just like it sounds.
Addy.com. Yeah.
And Addy.com, ADDY.com. Very, very cool. I know it's on your shirt. I get it. There he is. All right. So today was great, Michael, because, today we were talking about AI. And what's cool is that we're talking about it really not just replacing, but talking about helping us build more relationships, more education, more personal connections, more strategies, and more family, because this should give some of your time back. I mean, I read the book by Dan Martell, Buy Your Time Back, and these are the type of things that help you buy your time back. If you don't change, nothing will change. So it's important that you dive in. I've been playing with AI, and now I'm addicted to it. I use it literally every single day, and I'm getting better at it. It's getting better because I'm training it. It finds out more about me, and because it knows so much about me, when I put in a question or need something like today, I always, believe it or not, I put it in. I'm like, hey, I have a podcast with Michael Vandi with Addy AI. Give me some ideas of, so I don't miss anything, and make sure that we hit some bullet points that would be important for our guests. And it gives me some rundown in that. Now, do I follow it exactly? But it was cool. It took 30 seconds, and boom, here it is. And here's an intro, and here's some stuff to work on and make sure you cover. So just start digging into AI. It's tremendous. So Michael, thank you for sharing your perspective. Thank you for letting our audience start to get to know you, because I know we're going to be working together on a regular basis, because you're going to be a great value add to our community. And you're a good dude. You're really good. And we're surrounding ourselves in our community with givers, people that are just trying to help others, become, more successful personally and professionally. I say personally too, because we're going to have, it's holistic, it's everything. And our goal is to help you become, more free. And that's not just financially, but it's also mentally. So that's what all this is about. And what you're building is helping with that, Michael. It's so, so cool. And I love that you simplified it. Like, you can tie somebody in a matter of days to where it's positively affecting their life, not becoming a distraction. That's key. Let me clarify that, because it's really easy to get really hung up on shiny objects right now. There's so much AI and stuff, but I love that you have quantified it. You understand what our plight is, what our needs are, and fine tuning it on a regular basis, so it only gets better for us. So thank you, Michael. Great stuff, buddy. Really good stuff.
Amazing. I'm excited for the next couple of months in the industry. I think this is the most exciting time to be in the mortgage business. I think it's just the most exciting time to be human, period. Like the biggest build out ever. Yeah, we're spending more on AI than we spent on the Manhattan Project, than we spent on going to the moon. So a lot of infrastructure build out is happening, and you just cannot sit on the sidelines. You have to be a part of this generational build out in the world. So I think it's an exciting time for humanity, and I'm excited to be a part of the community.
And well said. Well said. I appreciate that, because it isn't just about making a buck. It's really about utilizing the tools you have, because that's what you do. And now you're sharing it with others. So thank you for that, Michael. And thank you for being part of our podcast today, being part of our Momentum Builder community, and just being a great advocate for our industry and helping us become more efficient. So good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, buddy. Hopefully you enjoyed, Michael. Again, look up Addy, ADDY.com, right?
Yeah.
Okay, be careful, because don't go Addy AI, because that's a different company. ADDY.com is Michael's company. Just clarifying, because I did punch both of those in. I want to make sure everybody goes, oh, I don't know. That's not what I thought it was.
You're not the first one.
Yeah. But ADDY, yours is easier though. Just ADDY.com. Boom. There it is. And thank you for being part of our show. Please like, review, share this stuff with your friends, share it with your company. This is good stuff people need to know about. And follow us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube channel, Audible, all that good stuff. Our LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all that's just Momentum Builder. You can find us everywhere. So thank you for being part of our show. And thank you again, Michael. And we'll see you in the next show.
You've been listening to the Momentum Builder podcast. For resources and next steps, check the show notes. If today's conversation brought you value, please rate and review the show. It helps more professionals like you to find it. Because this isn't about motivation for motivation's sake. It's about creating real momentum. We'll see you next time.